Hi, Jewish moms. It's great to be back with you. About a month ago, I had a baby boy, Yonatan Tzur. So I've been waiting for the past month to get back. I guess as of today, I'm back from maternity leave. JewishMom.com is happening again. Thank you so much for your patience and for all of your wonderful wishes of Mazel Tov. Thank you so much. I'm so happy to be back with you, to be back with my community, JewishMom.com. So I wanted to talk with you a bit about my birth, the birth of Yonatan Tzur. I'd actually thought maybe of writing this as a post and calling it the Emuna epidural. But I felt like that I don't really want to get into like a whole huge debate of thousands of people reading the post and this whole huge debate of versus epidural yes, epidural no, blah blah blah. I just wanted to but I felt like it was a very powerful experience. So I wanted to just sort of within the smaller audience of a pep talk, to just share with you my story. This was a very, very powerful experience. One of the most powerful experiences of my life was Yonatan Tzur's birth. Let me just give you some background. I gave birth the first time 17 years ago to my oldest daughter, Hadass. And that first birth, then I got an epidural, and it worked very smoothly and fine. So since then, for the next births, Baruch Hashem, I've given birth 8 times, thank God. So for the 6 births following that, then each time I sort of thought, well, maybe I'll get an epidural this time again. What happened was 3 times I gave birth and I didn't need an epidural, and it wasn't such a hard birth, and it was fine, and I managed without an epidural. 3 times I wanted an epidural, but for various reasons it didn't work out. I didn't get the epidural that I wanted. Twice the birth was too quick. There wasn't time to get an epidural. One time the anesthesiologist was busy, I think doing an operation somewhere else. So I wasn't able to get, and so this time around it actually happened. After 17 years, I was able to get this epidural that I'd been sort of on and off hoping to get for 17 years. And I had like a very powerful experience during it. So first of all, I want to give you a bit of background. Those of you who have been following my website for a long time and watching these pep talks, I've probably mentioned several times. There's a book called The Garden of Gratitude by Rabbi Shalom Arush. He's the same person who wrote The Garden of Emunah. And this is one of my favorite books of all time. It's completely changed my life. And what I've done over the last few years is I've been reading it for 5 minutes a day. And then after that, in my mind, I thank Hashem for 30 things in my life. And 30 things that I'm thankful for. Like I'm thankful, for my children, thankful for my husband, thankful for various things, various blessings in my life. And then I do something which is a bit more challenging. Is I thank Hashem for 10 things, I think of a challenge in my life, and I think of 10 reasons why that challenge is a blessing. This is not easy, but this is something, the whole point of this book, The Garden of Gratitude, it's about that. It's about finding ways about the importance of finding ways to thank Hashem for the difficulties in our lives. Thanking Hashem also for the challenges and the blessings and the miracles that come when we're able to thank Hashem for the difficult aspects of our life. So what I've been doing I've been working very, very hard on this, and finding, and when a challenge arises, to thank Hashem, find reasons to thank Hashem for that challenge. And so during this birth, so I haven't experienced this for 17 years, but it's a pretty wild thing. Basically, on the monitor, then you see like you're having a contraction. Okay, this is a hard contraction. It's going up and rising on. And you don't feel it. You don't feel the pain. And I had it then when I was watching this monitor and like experiencing this. First of all, like I had this an incredibly powerful, probably one of the most powerful experiences in my life of gratitude, of overwhelming gratitude. How grateful I am to Hashem that I'm able to be the mother, that Hashem has made me a mother. So grateful to Hashem that Hashem has blessed me with all of these children. It was just an overwhelming feeling. of just being flooded with gratitude. But also, I had this insight. This is what Rabbi Niven I talk about Rabbi Niven all the time. The Rabbi Niven Personal Development Chaboras. And actually, just a quick plug: Rabbi Niven is starting next week. He's starting a new Chabora, a new group of women learning together. It's actually this time he's doing it for women as well as men separately, separate groups. And for the first two classes are all you have to do is pay $1 for what he calls the Life Purpose Seminar. It's about figuring out your personal life purpose. I've been doing Rabbi Niven's Chaboras, I think, for about 5 years now. I think exactly for 5 years now. They are one of the highlights of my week is always listening to Rabbi Niven's Chabor. It always gives me real important advice for living a better and happier and calmer and more joyful life. I couldn't recommend it more highly. So you can learn more to sign up for the 2 free classes, which then you have an option of continuing on to do the Chabura, which I believe is 12 weeks long. You can get more information at newchabura.com. New Chabura is NEWCHABURA.com. So, okay, one second. So, back to my birth. So, I had what Rabbi Niven calls an intuitive insight. An intuitive insight means that you can be learning about a certain concept for your whole life. Like you can be learning about, for example, the concept of emunah, the concept of faith. And you learn about it, and you hear this class, and you hear that class, and you hear this class and that class. But then you have an experience in your life, you're like, well, I get it, I had faith. And it's what you call in Hebrew, nafala simon, like you get it, right? So I had that kind of experience. I had that kind of intuitive insight during this birth, related to the gates of gratitude. So I was seeing the pain monitor, like so the monitor of the contractions going up and down and up and down. I didn't feel anything. And I just said to my husband, I said, I get it. I said, emunah, faith, is the epidural of life. There's pain, and there's difficult things, and you don't feel it because you believe that everything is for the best and everything is from Hashem. And it was such a powerful experience. I felt like Hashem gave me that gift, like in this birth. That, the epidural worked and everything, that I've been waiting for 17 years, and the epidural finally worked, and it was like, I was able to really, and I've been working so hard on this Gates of Gratitude, reading it over 5 times, and every single day, working on it and thinking about it and working on it, and Hashem gave it to me, like understanding that this emunah, it's the epidural of life. That there's pain and there's difficult experiences, but when you work really hard and having emunah and seeing Hashem's blessing within those difficulties, then it's like having an epidural in life. So it's a little bit silly, but I wanted to share that with you. And so I want to bless all of you Jewish moms. First of all, also I want to say, I don't have any particular, women want to have epidural, women don't want to have an epidural. I'm fine with all of that. I'm not trying to be promoting that everyone should have an epidural or everyone should not have an epidural. Baruch Hashem, I've, as I said, I've had 6 births without an epidural, and that of course can also be a very very powerful experience. And I felt like I had a very powerful experience also with an epidural, and so without judgment, but I just really want to share this experience with you Jewish moms who are so dear to me, and I want to bless all of you Jewish moms with a lot of good news, Bezrat Hashem, and a lot of that Bezrat Hashem that we'll be able to share a lot of mazel tovs and a lot of good things together. Kol Tuv.